Welcome once again to our instrumentation demonstration. So today we have a load cell. What is a load cell? Well, it is a number of strain gauges that when they change based on a change in force, so there's a force applied to a strain gauge. The strain gauge either has a compression force or an expansion force, and there's a resistor that if it is compressed, it will lower its resistance. If it is expanded, it will increase its resistance. Now, that means that we have a funny little S shape right up here, and that is our load cell. And inside that load cell is strain gauges. The more weight that is applied to this tank, the more that it will pull down on that S shape. The more it will stretch those resistors and it will vary those resistors. That strain gauge goes into this meter right here. Now this meter tells us the height of the water. We could configure this meter to tell us the weight of the tank or to tell us the height of the water in this tank. Now because we know that every cubic foot of water weighs 62.4 pounds, we could calculate out the volume of this tank and to know the exact weight of all the hardware attached to the tank. And we could know the 0 point and then the 100% point. We could know both of those weights. The easier way is to come up to it and to have everything prepared and to come to your device and to zero your device. And that way, it doesn't really matter what the weight is, as long as your strain gauge can obviously handle that weight. If we come up to our meter and we zero that meter, now the meter reads 0. When we come up to our 100%, we have set our 100% at 30 inches of water level. And then we set that to our 100%. That is going to give us our 0 to 100%. So here we have 0 level of the tank, and we are reading 0.0, and it's bounced around a little, but 0 inches. Well, now we're going to go up. We're going to start up our variable frequency drive. And we're going to drive this thing up to, let's go to 15 inches and see where the meter reads at. So here we're a bit higher. In fact, I stopped at 15 and it kept going. It's almost 17 inches. And here, if you can see it, it says 16.3 inches, which is great. That's exactly what we're expecting. So now we're going to drive up to 30. We're going to stop a little sooner this time to allow it to continue. Perfect. We hit that right on. So we stopped, and it came up to 30 inches, and this says 29.4. So we could touch up that calibration a bit, but we are very close to what we'd expect to see. We are within a half an inch. And so if we had a longer tank, or if we had a wider tank, or whatever the case may be, we could tell the level through a strain gauge. It is non-invasive. It is a non-direct level measurement. So it works very well whether you want to attach it to a hanging system or whether you wanted to actually put it underneath a tank. Much like a weigh station at the dump. They have load cells underneath those platforms that you drive onto. That's how they tell the weight of your vehicle, through a load cell. There are many different types of load cells. Some just look like a puck. And they do the same thing. They are changing the resistance, which then comes into a meter, and that meter, depending on the meter, has different functionality. That functionality could be relay outputs, or it could be 4 to 20 milliamp outputs. It could be Ethernet, depending on the model that you get. So there's many different types that you can get. They'll have different functionalities, but the fundamentals remain the same. The fundamentals is that it's through a strain gauge, which is through change in resistance because of a change in load, or a change in force, or a change in pressure, whatever you want to say. But it is a direct force that is applied to it, whether it's pushing or pulling, and that is converted to a signal via the Wheatstone bridge, which I will show you now. Thanks for watching.